Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Roy Nemmer of Mundo Albiceleste.com, and welcome to another video. I am joined by the one and only Osvaldo Godoy, and we are here today to talk about 10 players. And I'm not going to go any further. I'm going to let Osvaldo get to all of that. But first things first, Osvaldo, how are you? How is everything?
Everything good, Roy? And yes, the 10 best players, young players from Argentina. We did a ranking. Now I'm going to explain how did we choose these 10 players. They're all under 20, okay? We're talking about the future talents for Argentina, maybe future players that will be in the national team. And the way that we organize these 10 players are based on the market value that they have. We get those data from the transfer market. Um, so the way that we chose it was basically from 10 to 1, and we did with that characteristic.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And I have to thank in advance Osvaldo for setting all of this up and putting the graphics together and everything. So a big thank you to Osvaldo. And without further ado, let's get to it. And beginning at number 10, we have none other than Luca Romero. Position is the right winger. We saw that with the Argentina under 20 team, presently with AC Milan. 19 years of age and market value of 3 million euros. And he's coming in at number 10. Osvaldo, what do you think of Luca Romero?
I don't know what you think about his market value. I think that that's too low for him. He played in Lazio already. He's now in Milan. Of course, he's not having those many minutes yet with Milan, but he showed that he was one of the best players in the under 20 World Cup in Argentina. I remember that goal that I think it was for sure the goal of the tournament against New Zealand. Well, he started dribbling from the middle of the field, and then he shot from long range, the goal of the tournament for sure. Um, and we hope that with Milan he start having more minutes. I think he played the day just a little bit, but he's struggling to really have minutes in the field. Of course, in Milan they have a lot of good players, so it's gonna be tough for him.
Yeah, definitely. Talking about his market value, I think that's a little bit too low. I feel like for whatever reason, if he was Brazilian or English or any other nationality for some reason, he would be a little bit higher than 3 million. But, he's still very young and hopefully he gets more minutes, like you said, especially at AC Milan. I think the opportunity is absolutely there. All right.
Yeah, then we're going with Federico Redondo, the number 9. He's a defensive midfielder. He's from Argentino Juniors. His age is 20. He's gonna turn 21 in January of this year, just in a little bit. And his market value, according to Transfer Market, is 9 million. What do you think about this player, Roy?
Number one, I was a big fan of his father, Fernando Redondo, just an absolute classic talent. And, he's one of those players that he's in that Busquets mold, similar to his father as well. I'm a Barcelona fan. I would love to see him at Barcelona. That's never going to happen because he's a Real Madrid fan. I'm waiting for him to make that jump over to Europe, and hopefully we see him with Argentina very soon. He's elegant on the ball. He's very smooth, very smart, a good passer, a pretty good dribbler as well. Just a talent, a generational talent. I'm very excited to watch him, and hopefully, he's on board with Argentina pretty soon.
Yeah, that's the word. I think talented. He's very talented. He's a very technical player. Just watching him play, it reminds you of his father. Hopefully, he can follow at least some of what his father did. Of course, it's not gonna be easy, and he has that last name that I'm sure is not that easy for him. But at the same time, he's in a good path to follow his journey.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not an easy name to carry. And talking about big names, another one, and this is a Real Madrid maybe connection, and it's Nicolas Pass or Nico Pass, an attacking midfielder, presently with Madrid, with the senior team, 19 years of age, a transfer market value of 10 million euros. We've seen him in the Champions League. Osvaldo, what do you think of this talent here?
Yeah, just in the last couple of months, he transitioned from the Real Madrid Castilla to the Real Madrid first team. He scored, yeah, as you said, the first goal in Champions League that day, and he's a great talent. I think that the way he plays, maybe he has to improve a little bit defensively. But it's also true that his main virtue is when he goes to attack and how he controls the ball, his first couple of touches, how he dribbles. He's a very complete player when he has to attack.
Yeah, I fully agree. He's again an exciting talent. All 10 of these players are very exciting talents. And for me, he has a lot of potential, really a lot of potential to grow. And he's learning from world-class players at Madrid, whether it's Modric or Cruz or whoever it is. They are stacked in talent. And a young player like him, the sky is the limit for Nico Pass.
And we're gonna go to number 7. That it's Gianluca Prestiani. He's a right winger. He just moved from Vélez Sarsfield to Benfica. Um, this player is gonna turn 18 in January of this year. That's why Benfica is not yet, or Prestiani is not yet in Benfica. Benfica has to wait until he turns 18, but the purchase is already done. He's gonna become a Benfica player, and his market value is 10 million. With Vélez Sarsfield, he showed how good he dribbles, how good he asks for the ball, and starts just dribbling one, two, maybe three players. He's very talented. He's very fast, and for sure, he's a good project for Argentina.
Oh no, absolutely. And Benfica, they know how to scout Argentina players, right? We've seen it throughout the years. I remember watching them years and years ago when at one point I think they had, Aymar and Saviola and Garay and Salvio and a bunch of them. So he's definitely one to watch, and he's going to a great team that knows how to that will know how to further develop his talents. And the funny thing about him is, every time Mascherano, the under 23 coach or under 20 coach, every time he announced his latest team, that was the first name that people were asking about. Where is he? Why is he not included? And the hype is there, and the hype is warranted, in my opinion. Just very excited to watch him in the future and making the jump in January to Benfica. We're going to be talking about him a lot more. Well, right now as as the season goes on. So very exciting news with him. All right. Next up, we have somebody that's already playing in Europe, and that is Alejo Veliz. And he's a center forward. So in this time, we're still talking about more attack-minded players with Tottenham Hotspur, 20 years old, a market value of 11 million euros. He's been coming off the bench pretty much every single time for Tottenham, never really been a starter for them. Got his first goal, so very happy for him as well. And he's someone that's good in the air. He's really good in the air. We saw it with the Argentina under 20 team, specifically at the under 20 World Cup. And he's a talent for me that might take some time to develop in the Premier League. It's not an easy league, and for him to suddenly make the jump. But I trust him enough. I trust his abilities enough, and I think he's going to be one for the future. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Osvaldo, what
I
do you think of it?
I believe he has the physical qualities and the technical qualities to play in the Premier League. Uh, and luckily, he just got injured. We'll see. We don't know yet how badly was the injury, but the truth is that he was seen with the crutches just a couple of days ago. It was a good opportunity for him to maybe play a couple more minutes because Heung-min Son was going with his national team. But I don't think that he will be able to play at least for the next month. We'll see how bad is that injury. But of course, Belis is only 20 years old. Even if it's a bad injury that we hope it's not, he has a lot of years and a lot of talent to continue his career in the best way.
No, absolutely. And let's not forget, it's still only his first year at the club, the first year in Europe. And going on, Osvaldo, you got a big one here.
Yeah, we go to the number 5, and it's Claudio Echeverri, El Diablito. He's an attacking midfielder. his club. Well, he just changed his club from River Plate to Manchester City. His age is just 18, and his market value is 12 million. What do you think about this player, Roy?
I mean, the hype is there. The talent is absolutely there. We kept hearing and seeing videos and clips of this little magician with River Plate in the youth teams, and the international, and then the world got to see him on the international stage at the Under 17 World Cup. He scored a hat trick in one of the games there. I'm very happy to see him, locked into Manchester City, although it's going to be for another year. Um, he's been one that a lot of people are saying he's going to be the next Messi, right? And I hate saying that the same way people hated to say Messi would be the next Maradona. Uh, I think he's I think it's just unfair to put that pressure on him, but he's a good dribbler. He's pretty fast. He has an eye for goal. He's explosive. He's tricky. He's your little number 10. He's everything that you want in a player, and an exciting player to watch.
Yeah, and as you said, he scored 3 goals in a under 17 World Cup against Brazil. Um, with River Plate, he has not had many minutes. It's also true that in River Plate's team, you have players like Nicolas de la Cruz from Uruguay that he's in the national team and he's really good. Ignacio Fernandez, even Manuel Lanzini, who just came from Europe from West Ham. So he's only 17. Of course, he's a good prospect, but still, like if you ask to River Plate fans, most of the criticism to Martin de Michelis, River Plate's coach, is that we want to see more Echeverri, at least until they from Europe they buy it, which is now happening. As you said, he's gonna have one more year because Manchester City will have them in January of 2025. So hopefully he'll have more minutes in the first division at River Plate.
Yeah, absolutely. And the big thing as well is going to be later on for Manchester City. Is he going to stay there? Is he going to go on loan? Similar things were said about Julian Alvarez when he first joined them. But fingers crossed he ends up staying at City, and I mean, learning alongside Alvarez and Pep Guardiola. And right now the treble winners is not a bad thing for him.
We go to the number 4. I think this is yours, Roy. You can go.
Yeah, number 4, Facundo Buenanote, attacking midfielder with Brighton, still only 19 years old, and a market value of 12 million euro. And this is someone that is now getting his chance with Brighton. At times, he was really played kind of out of position. Now, in the last couple of matches for Brighton, he's been played in the proper position, and he's been shining. He's been getting better and better every single match. And you see it, you see the confidence growing. And the crazy part is that he was one of the players that actually made their debut with the senior national team last year in 2023 versus Indonesia. So he's already been capped with Argentina. He's playing under a very good coach and a very good system at Brighton. And, unfortunately for him, and it's just with Argentina, there's a lot of competition, but he's still very young. And if he could follow in the footsteps of Alexis McAllister, stay at Brighton for a couple of seasons, grow, and then go elsewhere, I think it's a brilliant talent that they have on their hands, and he can do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say just that, how he's in the team where McAllister first started shining in Europe. The system of the team is really good. Of course, they don't have Brighton doesn't have a lot of history, but for sure, it's a team that in the last couple of seasons they've been playing well. Now, as you said, they're putting him more in the center of the field, like behind the number 9. He used to play more as a right wing, and that's not really his position. And now, as you said, he's having a lot of minutes. He's starting most of the games. Hopefully, he will continue having this many minutes, and he can show all his talent.
Oh, absolutely. And still someone that's technically in his first full season at the club. So sky is the limit once more for him. Next up, Osvaldo, it's I jokingly say this, it's your boy.
Yeah, it's the number 3, Valentin Barco. He plays as a left back or left midfielder. The truth is that he started playing in the youth divisions as a left back. Now he turned to be more as a left midfielder. He plays in Boca Juniors, my team. That's why Roy was joking. And his age is 19. and the market value is 13 million. Um, I think that he's a great player. He's a great talent. Is one of the reasons Boca Juniors went to the final of the Libertadores. Um, and he's very talented. Maybe his main problem or issue is when he has to defend. That's why they switched his position a little bit, and he was playing more as a midfielder. He did it very well there too. So it's a player that he can really, you can put him anywhere and he can play well. Of course, there are a lot of things that he have to improve. I think physically he can improve much more. He's young, but he has a lot of talent.
No, absolutely, absolutely. He's versatile. You see him slot in midfield, and you would think he could play as a number 10 even. He's that talented and that versatile. Still young, still very, very raw. And something what's crazy about this, I was thinking about this when you sent me the list. He's arguably been the best Argentine left back of the past 5 or 6 months. Like, and I'm including Marcos Acuna and Tagliafico. He's been that good for Boca, specifically in the Libertadores, as you mentioned, Boca making the final. He's been linked to a lot of teams. He's been linked with Barcelona. He's been linked with Manchester City. He's been linked with, I think, Madrid as well. Sooner or later, he's gonna have to make the jump, and it's gonna be very interesting to see where he ends up. And next up is Matias Soule. And Matias Soule, right winger, and he's coming in at number 2 with Frosinone on loan from Juventus. 20 years old, market value of 25 million. And I would think that's only going to continue to go up. He's been very good for them this season when he really, really got going. He wasn't getting many chances with Juventus. Someone that I'm personally excited for. Osvaldo, what do you think of Sule?
Yeah, I agree with everything you were saying. Also, he's scoring a lot of goals for Frosinone. He's playing there with Enzo Barrenechea, another Argentinian, who they both used to play in Juventus. Soule in Juventus didn't have many or much playing time. Now he's having a lot. He's showing how good he is. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's in as a top scorer in the Serie A of Italy. Um, and I think they're in the right wing position. We have a really, really good project that I'm sure he's gonna be the future of Argentina national team.
Oh, definitely, definitely. And there's a reason why Italy wants him. Granted, Italy wants a lot of Argentine players, but they have contacted him to play for Italy, but he said no. He's gone on record saying no, he wants to play for Argentina. So now it's just a matter of Lionel Scaloni calling him up and giving him the opportunity to play with the national team. Now, coming up, Osvaldo, number 1.
Yes, and number 1 is Alejandro Garnacho, a player that has already showed a lot this last couple of years, last couple of months. We're not discovering any new player. He's a left winger. He plays in Manchester United. He's only 19, and his market value is 30 million. As I just said, he has been playing more this last couple of months. He scored a lot of goals. He scored a great goal, that bicycle kick just a little bit ago that I personally didn't. I know that he's very talented, but I didn't know he was capable of doing something like that. It was great, and it's good as many of the other players that we named that he wants to play for the Argentina national team because as Luca Romero, as Matias Soule, and other players, they have the chance to play for other national teams. But the truth is that all of them, including Garnacho, they want to play for the Argentina national team.
No, exactly. I'm a big, big fan of Garnacho, and I fully agree with everything you said. Um, I like him. He's still very raw. There's still a lot more for him to develop, right? As a player, as a winger. Funny enough, he seems to be playing better when he got put on the right side of the pitch as opposed to being on the left. Scored an incredible goal, as you said. I know not many people are fans of his or his maybe attitude or off the pitch stuff, mostly because the Ronaldo's, fan and stuff. Let's not forget he is born and raised in Madrid, so that part is normal. But he was also alongside Facundo Buonanotte, the other player to make his debut with Argentina in 2023. He's been capped. He's played more than 3 matches, but 3 official matches. So he belongs to Argentina in that sense, and he's so exciting to watch. He really is, and he wants to play for Argentina, as you said, even though he has dual citizenship. But we're talking about a quick winger, very tricky, can score some memorable goals and some very difficult goals. I'm excited to see what the future holds for Garnacho, not only with Manchester United but with the Argentina national team. I can't wait to see him, and he's, in my opinion, probably been United's best attacking player this entire season so far.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see how he continues his career. The truth is that he's very young. He has already won a position in the starting lineup for Manchester United, which is very, very difficult. A team that has a lot of pressure year after year. But he won that position against players like Sancho, against players sometimes like Rashford. So he's a great, great talent.
No, absolutely, and still so young. As are all of these players, Osvaldo. As you mentioned, everyone here is either 20 years old or younger, so essentially it's an under 20 team. The future is very bright for Argentina, and they're all exciting in their own ways. Obviously, we couldn't fit everybody, every young player here. There's so many of them, but hopefully this gave everybody a little glimpse of what the future holds for the Argentina national team and some of the younger players.
Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking of, for example, Ignacio Miramon, who just arrived
Yeah.
to Lille, and there are, of course, a lot of others. Put in the comments if you think that there's another player that should have been included in this top 10. The truth is that, yeah, the top 10 we chose it just based on what we thought, but then how we organized those top was based on the market value. So yeah, I don't know if you want to add something else, Roy.
No, absolutely. It's exactly that. Let us know in the comments if there's a specific player maybe we missed. Let us know, and let us know maybe which of these 10 players excites you the most. Which one are you following closely? I'll be honest. Obviously, I try and follow them all very, very closely. I'm most excited about Matias Soule and Garnacho, but for those based in Argentina, Redondo's the guy I'm really keeping my eyes on. So let me know. Let us know, guys, in the comments down below which player or players are you most excited for and following. On that note, if you like what you saw, hit the like button, and if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and hit the notifications button to be the first person notified as soon as a new video drops. Once more, my name is Roy Nemmer. This is Osvaldo Godoy of MundoAlbiceleste.com. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Take care.